This is Andre Ellis with DuvalSports.com, navigating college recruiting during a global pandemic. With the COVID-19 pandemic ravaging college football recruiting, several football athletes have found themselves scrambling to secure collegiate offers to play at the next level. The NCAA lifted the dead period on June 1st, creating a recruiting frenzy that, quite frankly, none of us have seen before. Mega camps at Mercer, Florida State, and HBCU camps in Atlanta saw kids crisscross the country through car and airplane to attend camps to get a look from a recruiter. It was a long and arduous process, and in the end, many athletes got looks from coaches, even offers. But to be honest, most athletes were left with nothing. It was too many camps, too many athletes, and too little time for college coaches to evaluate properly. Even the athletes who had several offers in hand had to compete for committable offers with athletes who had been recruited for several years by college programs. The end result? Well, it will probably reveal a very big and important signing period in January of 2020, where athletes who have no offers will probably receive several offers all at the same time. There will also be a scramble in December of 2021 to sign players who have decommitted from college programs to sign with other college programs. An athlete might decommit, say, from Florida to commit to Florida State, and now Florida State is scrambling to find a position for that athlete that decommitted to them in December. Now, quite frankly, I'm just going to be honest. There's no science to college recruiting. It's pretty simple and it's pretty consistent. Number one, recruits have to ball out and put film out there to be evaluated. Now, quote, ball out. What does that mean? Okay, but ball out means you have to make enough plays to build a huddle or highlight tape for one specific position. If you're a defensive back, your huddle should consist of majority defensive back tape. If you play multiple positions, it's okay to include several different plays, say a running back or scoring a touchdown, or a defensive back getting a interception. However, be specific on your Twitter account to what position you primarily want to play in college. Remember, college coaches like honesty up front, and they will find a place for you. Even if you don't really know where you want to be, they'll find a place for you because you're worth it. You have balled out and you've shown it. Again, every athlete in the ninth grade needs a Twitter account. I'm going to say it again. Every athlete entering the ninth grade needs a Twitter account. It's how college coaches and you communicate and get access to each other. Now, college recruiters have to be able to travel to see prospects in person. In fact, recruiters missed 2 spring football seasons due to COVID in 2020 and 2019. This means those college football camps are paramount, y'all. As a parent, you must take your son to those camps. Now, there are some camps that you may want to stay away from. Those independent camps that aren't really put on by anyone that you know. I would focus on the camps that the colleges put on. They usually charge between $20 and $50, and they're done at the college, at the campus. It'll be a camp that features the name of the head coach of the college, the Dan Mullen football camp, and it'll be at Florida. Now, after you've gone to these camps and after you've caught the eye of a recruiter, the college head coach now must sign off on what's called a committable offer. A committable offer from their position coaches who have already seen your son or seen you as the athlete and now they want to seal the deal with you and your family. Now, there's a big question on what a committable offer is, and I'm here to answer that question. A committable offer is an offer that is guaranteed by the college. The college offers the recruit, and the recruit is able to verbally commit to the school on their intent on attending the university. The reason it is important to know what a committable offer is because colleges will offer athletes scholarships, but the athletes are not able to verbally commit sometimes. The only thing the athlete is allowed to do in those situations is post the offer on their social media account, but they are not allowed to verbally commit to that college. Now, one would wonder why a college would offer an athlete a scholarship that wasn't committable. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. You see, colleges are constantly in competition with one another, especially colleges that are in the same conferences. So you've heard the term Power Five. Well, these are football conferences from the five top conferences in the nation: the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the Pac-10, and the Pac-12. Excuse me. If a school like Georgia Tech offers an athlete a scholarship that's not committable, that means Georgia Tech likes the athlete, but they need more info to fully commit to that athlete. But because Georgia Tech submits an offer to the athlete, now a college like North Carolina may decide to submit an offer to the athlete as well, just because Georgia Tech has submitted one. Why? Because North Carolina and Georgia Tech are both in the ACC. North Carolina wants to compete with other schools in the ACC for the top athletes. So in short, a school submits an uncommittable offer to an athlete to show interest in that athlete and compete with other schools in their conference for that athlete. I hope that makes sense because it made no sense to me before I went through the whole process. Trust me. But at the end of the day, parents need to get to know this process and get the word from the head coach himself that the scholarship offer is committable. Also, get information that the scholarship is fully paid for. That includes tuition, meals, books, etc. As a parent, you also want to be aware that there are monthly stipends that your son will get from that scholarship. The stipend that your son will receive from the college most times is a stipend between $1,000 and $2,000. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. And this is money that goes directly to your child, so it's not anything that comes to you. It's going right to him. Now, that money comes from the leftover scholarship money that's paid each month. So your child is getting that money each month. Each month, he's going to get $2,000. So don't be surprised if your son pulls up in the driveway when he comes home for the summer in a brand new car. That's $2,000 a month. That's a lot of Roman noodles. If you had my college experience. But one thing that we do need to keep in mind with college recruiting, especially in this environment, that the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, has created a logjam in college where seniors and upperclassmen who did not graduate and move on from football to their new careers. Now, instead, many of these athletes have exercised their option to gain an extra year of eligibility. And that means that they remain on the team. Well, by them remaining on the team, they take up a roster spot and potentially a scholarship offer. Now, college athletes not only can gain an extra year of eligibility, but they also can enter the transfer portal and not lose a year of eligibility there either. Now, I'm not as big of a critic of the transfer portal as some of my colleagues. I actually believe athletes who enter the transfer portal open up a position for high school athletes and JUCO athletes at the former program that they left. Critics believe transfer portal athletes take up roster positions from high school prospects trying to attend the college that's receiving the transfer athlete. Now, both are right and both are relevant. At the end of the day, college is a business. They treat everything like a business, from the money invested into their living quarters, the meal plans, trainers, weight rooms, practice facilities, team issued gear, meeting rooms, football stadiums, etc. It's a business. It's a business approach with athletes and academic counselors that are assigned to them to ensure their graduation and their eligibility to be able to play. It's a business approach with merchandising and the selling of team merchandise, and now individual player merchandise at team stores, online, and commerce centers. Remember, college football is a business. And as a business and as a recruit, you are the main component of the business. So know what you want to major in to secure your academic scholarship. Know your plan for football and what you want to do afterwards. That plan should include something that has nothing to do with the NFL. Yes, it's okay to have aspirations to go to the NFL, but you have to understand only a small percentage of college athletes go to the NFL. So that can't be a part of your main plan. Finally, know your worth. Hire a consulting firm or an attorney or an agent to assess your value as an athlete and capitalize on endorsements by local and national businesses. It's a new day in college football, and it's important that you don't get left behind. I know we've covered a lot, but hopefully, as a parent, you've got a better grasp and understanding of how recruiting works, how the pandemic has affected recruiting this year, and how college football's landscape has changed and how that change involves you. It's a tedious process, and it creates lots of stress with your child and with your family. And I know you look for answers. You may look for answers from your high school head coach. High school coaches can assist with recruiting, yes, but my advice is not count on your high school coach to help you with recruiting. Their focus is on winning high school football games, not getting your child into college. You take control of your child's recruiting. Take control of your own recruiting. Email college coaches and send your huddle to them. Include your position, your school, your grade, and your GPA. DM college coaches on Twitter with the same information. Tag college coaches on Twitter who you are unable to send DMs to. Plan to meet virtually on Zoom with college coaches. Introduce yourselves to position coaches when you attend football camps and get contact info from those coaches. Hit the road, Jack. You must travel to get exposure. Plan to drive 4 to 6 hours to several colleges. Don't only plan to visit the big colleges. Make plans to visit the smaller colleges as well. At the smaller colleges, there will be less students and less athletes in attendance, making it easier to be noticed by recruiters. Do your homework. Know who is in the Sun Belt Conference or Conference USA. Know who the head coach is and their record. Get a sense of if the coach will be there for the long run or if this is just a temporary stop. Recruiting is all about building relationships with coaching staffs. And the last thing you want is a coaching staff leaving just as your son starts his college life. All of this works and all of this is worth it. With COVID-19, plan for there to be canceled games. missed games due to contact tracing and COVID protocols in high school and in college. However, don't be discouraged. College recruiters can still come to high school football games this fall, and they can invite athletes on official visits to college football games this fall as well. So plan to visit on OVs. That's official visits. So might as well go ahead and cancel those family vacations for the fall right now. Remember, recruiting is a sacrifice, but the reward can change your family dynamic for generations to come. I'm Andre Ellis with Duval Sports.